Alright, this is Andrew bringing you another Keyforge deck reveal and review. Ooh, just flip that on the deck there. It's a little crane thing's a little wibbly wobbly, but I think it'll work out. Let's see what we get here. So, this is Hill the Heavily Defiant. I have to say Sanctum there. Maybe Sarian and Hill. Untamed? We got Untamed right. That's the one. And then Star Alliance and Shadows. So there could be some fun enhancement shenanigans going on here. In Untamed, I'm really hoping for good amber ramping, maybe put amber pips on a lot of things. Between the Untamed and the Shadows, I'm maybe hoping for good artifact control. In Shadows, I want some amber control and some plinky damage as well. And then in Star Alliance, I think we're looking at, just hoping that it will accelerate the deck. All right, well, let's see what we get here. So we should be starting off with Shadows. All right, Gamgee, not my favorite, but can be good. It's a 2-power elf thief with elusive, and reap if your opponent has more amber than you, steal 1. Ooh, look over there. That's really good. You deal 2 damage to a creature. If it's not destroyed, you steal 1. Got another look over there. All right. Don't mind that. Ooh, a third copy of Look Over There. This one has a damage pip on it. Yeah, can be pretty useful. Then we have a Mutant Cut Purse. This also has a damage icon on it. It has enhanced 3 damage icons, so it could have put both those there. Opportunist is an upgrade with a bonus amber, gives the creature it's attached to elusive, and makes it capture 1 from its opponent when it's played. Subtle Auto is a 1-power mutant thief. With play, your opponent discards a random card from their hand. At this point, we've precluded the possibility of getting Rad Penny in here, and that's a bummer. Rad Penny's a very good addition to Shadows decks, although we do have a lot of steel in the Look Over There. And man, if you have a very steel-dependent deck and then you go up against a bunch of Cephalos or something, you can just have a bad time. So we're thinking about that way too. Vandalize is an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, you discard 1 and put the others back in any order. It's a really nice deck disruption against your opponent. Bone Rot Venom is an upgrade with bonus amber. It says after this creature is used, deal 2 damage to it. Ooh, another one of those. This one with a damage icon. Very interesting. That's 3 upgrades in Shadows. Whoa! That is a Legacy Ghostly Hand with 3 Amber Pips. It always comes with 2. Ooh, it's a Coda card, and this one, and it says if your opponent has exactly 1 amber, steal it. Normally it comes with the 2 amber pips. This one has a 3rd one, probably from some creature in Shadows. That is incredibly cool. I like that a lot. So really we have the potential here to steal 4. Maybe a little more with Gamgee. Ghostly Hand isn't very reliable, but with 2, or in this case 3 Amber Pips, it's just always a great card to have. I mean, that is a Virtuous Works that can maybe steal 1. That's fantastic. Wow, that is really cool. All right, and then we have a Safe House, which is an artifact with a bonus amber. Has action, archive a friendly creature from play. Nothing in here I really care to archive, and we could do it with the Subtle Auto, but then it's basically just Subtle Maul. But we'll see what we get in the other houses. We could get something good. It's not terrible to do with the Subtle Auto, just not amazing. Okay, let's see what we get in the Star Alliance. That is such a cool legacy with an enhancement. That's just very cool. All right. Commander Chan is a 4-power human with Fight Reap, use another friendly creature. That's nice. The Gamgee is really the only thing I've seen so far that I'd be really excited to use, but we only had, what, 3 creatures in Shadows? Ooh, another Commander Chan, this one with a draw icon. That's great. Crewman Yorg is a 3-power human thief with enhance a capture icon, which we haven't seen that come out yet. And it has action if it has no Star Alliance neighbors, steal 1. Nice steal in Star Alliance there. Secure Droid is a 4-power robot with taunt. It can be played as an upgrade instead of a creature, and then it gives the creatures attached to taunt. By the way, never forget, you can use these kind of upgrades. This is the kind of upgrade that is probably, well, 9 times out of 10, I think Secure Droid just gets played as a 4-power taunt creature. I actually think that's what it is mostly good for. Once in a while, you might have something you want to put it on your own side as taunt, but it can also be used. Let's say your opponent has a 1-power creature that's protected behind something with taunt. You could put Secure Droid on it to make it be vulnerable to attack. So just don't forget there are sneaky uses like that you can do. Subdue is an action with a bonus amber. It has play, deal a damage to a creature, and stun it. Subject Kirby is a 2-power mutant with play, fight, reap. You may play a non-Star Alliance creature this turn. Hoping we get good creatures in Untamed, just because this and the Chan aren't going to be really good with the shadows we saw. Oh, Survey is an action with a bonus amber. This one got an extra amber on it. This gave us a draw enhancement. And when you play it, you look at the top 2 cards of your deck and you discard one of them. That's cool. Nice with the 2 amber pips. I don't mind seeing. I like seeing the amber pips on action cards just because they cycle through more, more for sure. Unless your opponent has Infernus, of course. Teleporter Chief Tink is a 2-power alien with elusive and action. Swap it with another friendly creature in the battle line, and you may use that other creature this turn. See, that's more stuff like with the Chan. So I'm hoping we get good stuff in Untamed. Away Team is a 5-power alien, human, and robot with destroyed. Put each upgrade on Away Team into its owner's archives. This is extra good if you have a lot of good upgrades. And here in Star Alliance, we only have the Secure Droid so far. We do have, these interesting ones in Shadows, but 2 out of 3 of them are ones that we probably want to put on an enemy creature. So that's an interesting little twist there. Ooh, though we do have a transporter platform. That's cool. This is an artifact with an amber, a bonus amber, and it has action, return a friendly creature, and each upgrade attached to it to their owner's hands. Really combos better if we get the upgrades upgrades with amber pips in Star Alliance. It's going to be hard to use properly with the Bone Rot Venoms and the Opportunist, but it is good for like double hitting the Kirby, for example. So there are really good uses for it. That Chan with the draw icon we could hit twice, so there are good uses for it. Ooh, and then Cartanu is a 1-power beast with Reap. Use an artifact controlled by any player as if it were yours. That could actually let us use, for example, the Safe House on a Shadow's turn. Of course, an opponent's artifact too. That's very cool. It dies really easy, so just gotta worry about that. And then Tachyon Pulse is an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you destroy each artifact and you exhaust each creature with an upgrade. Ooh, that could actually, again, if you're putting Bone Rot Venom on stuff, this becomes on opponent's creatures, then that actually enhances the effect of Tachyon Pulse. And that is good artifact control. We didn't get artifact control in Shadows, but we got it in the Star Alliance. So very nice. All right, let's see what we get in Untamed. Oh, by the way, really quick before we do, we saw the Dark Fairy there, but before we do jump into Untamed, let's count our Amber Pips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. That's actually pretty good so far. I mean, assuming we get anything close to that to, let's say 6, which would be under half in the Untamed, we're going to be, kind of rolling in Amber here. and we have some decent amber control in the shadows. Um, so on just that front, this deck could do pretty well. Not a ton of board control, right? You don't really want to be using the look over theirs to kill stuff. The Bone Rot Venom gives us some control, but not a lot of just, consistent wipe the board. So that's something to be careful of. Good artifact control with the Tachyon Pulse, though. If we get like a Reclaim by Nature, I'll be extra happy. All right, Dark Fairy is a 2-power mutant with Skirmish and Fight gain 2 amber. Nice if you can keep it on the board. You probably won't. Ooh, Ghost Hawk is a 2-power beast with Deploy and Play. You may reap with each neighboring creature one at a time. We probably are looking to reap with the Starlance creatures. Um, if you get a Gamgee reap in, you're not going to be sad, but probably the Starlance ones. Pismire is a 4-power mutant that says while there are more friendly mutant creatures than enemy mutant creatures, your opponent's keys cost +2. And how many mutants do we have here? 2. That's not. 3. He's not. Yeah. 4. 5. That's not. So not a lot of mutants so far. We'll see how many more we get in Untamed. But, obviously, if you're playing against a Coda deck, you're going to have more mutants. But against another Mass Mutation deck, it'll be a little iffy. Another Pismire. Nice. And then Rapid Evolution is an action with a bonus amber. You choose a creature and you give it a +1 power counter for each amber you have. That's pretty cool. That's great. At this point, by the way, based off of the 2 amber pips that I got extra and not seeing Gloriana's Attendant, I am going to guess that we have a wild bounty in here. I think that's the explanation. Ooh, there is a Reclaim by Nature. It's an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you purge an artifact and you resolve its bonus icons as if you had played it. It's great. Um, yeah, you get. The safe house. At this point, I'm kind of okay if I purge the safe house or even the transporter platform. I don't think either of them is particularly impressive here, so it won't kill me to get rid of them. Although we do have better value for the the transporter platform on Kirby, just due to all these cool guys, and using Safe House on Ghost Hawk is not a bad idea. So there are good options for those artifacts. And of course, if our opponent has a problem artifact, we're very happy to purge it this way. Between that, the Tachyon Pulse and the Cartanu, which probably won't work, but we have ways to deal with opponent's artifacts. That's really good. Song of the Wild. It's an action that says for the remainder of the turn, each friendly creature gain an amber. That's okay sometimes. I think here with the if we get it with the Ghost Talk, we're really happy, right? If we get it without the Ghost Talk, then we're relying on having untamed creatures. And the Dark Fairy can generate 2 amber by fighting instead. So I think it's only really good if we draw it with the Ghost Talk. Otherwise, I'm probably sad. Oh, cool. Growth Surge is an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you give a flank creature 3 +1 power counters. Its neighbor gets 2, and the second creature's other neighbor gets 1. So kind of like Positron Bolt, but it grows the creatures. That's fun. If you happen to have a Cartanu on the board and then you can hit this, make it a 2 or 3 or 4 power creature, that could actually be pretty good. And then we do have Wild Bounty here. It's an action. It got a capture icon on it, and it has 2 enhance bonus amber. And when you play it, the next time you play a card this turn, you resolve each of its bonus icons an additional time. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of good things for it to combo with in Untamed. Even, there are 3 actions so far with a bonus amber. You really want to draw this with at least one of those, or you're pretty sad. Wild Spirit is an upgrade with a bonus amber, gives a creature reap, capture 1. Nice. It's such a bummer to get transporter platform and then have most of your upgrades be in the other houses. That's sad. Scout is an action with a bonus amber. When you play it for the remainder of the turn, up to 2 friendly creatures gain skirmish, and you fight with them one at a time. That could be really cool. Like if you have a couple Shadows creatures out and a couple Chans, and you like use Scout on the Chans, you're getting a lot of value there, right? So there's some good synergy between some of these if you leave creatures on the board. And the creatures are all kind of like small enough that the opponent probably isn't super worried about them. Um, which means maybe you get some little creatures staying on the board. Maybe they get killed by poison wave and things like that, though. So uh, hard to tell which it'll be. Dino Beast is a 5 power mutant and beast. The Dino part gives it play, you may exalt it, and if you do, deal 3 damage to a creature. The beast part gives it skirmish, and I think they each boost it by a power, so it would have been 3, but it ends up 5. That's a 5 power with skirmish is pretty good. And we ended up with 3, 4, 5, right? 5 amber pips here. That brings us to 18. So if you simply play through the deck, you will forge. All else being equal. However, we also have some steel, um, a little bit of disruption, some cool combos. Not a ton of speed increases, although the survey and the subject Kirby both help us get through our deck a little bit. Where we're probably going to struggle a little more is with board control. Frankly, that artifacts are going to be easy, but the creature control part is going to be a little harder here. Probably we're going to have to rely on some of that direct damage, where we're trading between kills and steals. And then the Dino Beast is going to be pretty critical for owning the board. Yeah, but overall, seems pretty okay. I think it's going to be fast on the Amber. It's going to have good artifact control. It's just going to struggle a little bit with board control, and probably not. And it doesn't have like any scaling Amber control. So if the opponent just has a straight up faster deck, then it's going to struggle more. But yeah, anyway, I think it's worth giving a good run and see what it can do. That was Hill, the Heavily Defiant, and yeah, really excited to play a little bit with that Legacy Ghostly Hand. That is just bonkers. That seems really good. So that's worth giving a few plays just for that reason, even if the rest weren't very good, and it is pretty okay. So yeah, that was Hill the Heavily Defiant. Hope you enjoyed it, and I sure enjoyed making it, and I hope that you'll get out and forge some keys.